Hi, my name is Natasha Taylor-Bryson and here are my top 10 moments from episode 10 of the CW Dynasty. Number 1. Fallons Party prep, or as Stephen calls it, her Lady Goldfinger party. I know it's a Bond reference, but for some reason it just sounds a little bit rude to me. 24 karat everything, and we are talking everything. It is Fallon after all. Whether you're a pineapple or a waiter, you will be covered in gold. If you stand still in the Carrington mansion for even a moment, be prepared to be plastered in gold leaf. Maybe that's why we didn't see too much of Anders this episode. He was trying to avoid being gilded. He is perfect, as he is after all. This gold-themed party is dictator chic to the max. Think Imelda Marcos meets Saddam Hussein. When gently chided by Michael, Fallon defends her excess with wealth shaming is for the working class. There's truly nothing that can puncture her privileged gold bubble. Fallon is not the only one enjoying the 24 karat men. Stephen enjoys the eye candy, while Sam, never one to miss a pleasurable interlude, partakes, as evidenced by a rather fetching swipe of gold on his lips. Number 2. Monica and the art of gift giving. Monica and Michael continue to enjoy one another's company, and Monica buys Michael the gift of a tie. Not very exciting, you say, but as with everything, it's all in the delivery. That is to say, naked wearing said tie. Although her pillow talk leaves a little to be desired. As she goes into a rant about Fallon, I can't imagine this is particularly conducive to coitus, especially with Michael. And she even confesses that she came over on the first night just to annoy Fallon, but calls Michael out, saying that she knows that he was motivated by the same reason, if only partly. Number 3. X no more. That which was dead is now very much alive. Cristals Past has firmly wedged its way into her present. So Crystal may be a stabber of men, as Fallon so kindly referred to her, but not the murderer of men, as previously she believed herself to be. The episode opens with Crystal having a nightmare, which gives us a nice little flashback into the whole stolen money and her stabbing her brother-in-law Alejandro. She wakes from the nightmare alone, as Blake has not only moved out of the marital bedroom, but felt it necessary to move into another wing. Blake avoids her at the breakfast, but shares a car with her to work. Why? Because as he explains to Crystal, while he doesn't trust her on a personal level, he still trusts her professionally. Crystal's day didn't get off to the best start, but meeting a client who turns out to be your brother-in-law who you stabbed and left for dead has got to be a tough one. Alejandro is going by the name of Mr. Calistana, and he menacingly fondles this letter opener while threatening Crystal to get her compliance to make a dodgy deal go through. You have to give it to the man, he's covered most of his bases. Even if Crystal isn't willing to do it to protect herself, Alejandro has kidnapped Davis, the Carrington Atlantic lead counsel, who will go to court saying Blake's father paid money to bribe everyone. Evidence that will bring down the company and land Blake in jail. Turns out, last episode when Iris had that surreal moment with Bo, the family basset hound, what she was doing was swiping Davis's home address. Crystal has my favourite and titular line of the episode, "You're just a well-dressed tarantula." It loses all of its flavour when I say it, but it's gorgeous coming from her. Number 4, Besties no more. The only thing more troublesome than having Fallon as a friend is having her as an enemy, as Monica is finding out. First, can we say, those shoes, those gorgeous Louboutins. Anyway, it seems that Monica isn't taking her own advice. In the last episode, she asked Jeff, why haven't we learned to avoid Fallon's drama? She then heads straight out and shags Fallon's ex, Michael. Not that I'm criticising her, but I would say that that action means you've placed yourself firmly in the middle of Fallon's drama, and with a target on your back to boot. On leaving Michael's place, Monica gets doused by the sprinklers, and Fallon is waiting there to rub salt into the wound. Monica tries to put up a good fight, but she's a sincere soul, which really doesn't hold up against the vengeful Fallon. Monica says that unlike Fallon, she respects Michael, and Fallon responds, "Your mouth says respect, but your dress says 5 AM stripper on a Wednesday." Then poor Monica is doused by the sprinklers for a second time. Number 5. Both Stephen and Sammy Joe, get clarity on their daddy issues this episode. Blake wants Stephen to go to rehab, but takes the Amy Winehouse stance and says no, no, no. Stephen starts the episode on his way to rehab, but Michael, the driver, is tangled up with Monica and so is late picking him up, which gives Stephen time to mull things over. And he decides that what he needs can't be found in rehab. Fallon gives him some advice in the only way she can, that is to say, not using the language of emotion, but rather the language of business, advising him to think of himself as a corporation and implement a corrective strategy. Something in this seems to stick for Stephen, well, he is a Carrington after all. Up to now, Stephen has seen Blake as his problem, and what he sees as Blake's attempts to run his life. When Stephen doesn't go to rehab, Blake freezes his bank accounts. Stephen grabs a fistful of expensive watches, then grabs Sam and visits a pawn shop where Sam proves rather useful when he negotiates an extra 8 grand onto an initial 12 grand offer. Sam has a rather winsome moment as he describes pawn shops as the doorway of opportunity. Stephen has worked out what sent him off the rails was finding out that his actions killed a man because he signed off on a faulty inspection, a fact that Blake hid from him, but was revealed by the police chief Stansfield. So in an attempt to make things right, Stephen finds the man's widow. Sam is impressed and expresses this in his own inimitable style. If I hadn't already slept with you, I would do it now. At the end of the episode, Stephen tells Blake that he's done blaming him for everything and seems to have achieved some kind of real closure. This is notable because closure is a rare occurrence in soap opera. Number 6. Take care of the millions and the billions will take care of themselves. Fallon turns 25 and her mind is preoccupied, not with any notion of quarter-life crisis, but how to reinvest her trust fund. And she has concrete plans for it, as you would have if you had been planning it since you were 7. But Jeff has plans for it too. Jeff is a smart cookie and he knows how to draw Fallon in. Talking of love and romance would only send her and her Manolos running off in the opposite direction. Jeff speaks to Fallon in her language of love, business, talking about their relationship in terms of mergers and even referring to themselves as the apex power couple. Let's face it, no language is too aggrandizing for our Fallon. When Jeff says he knows what to do with her assets and Fallon says, sit them on your face, I spat out my tea at this. Bloody hell, Fallon. I was hysterical. Jeff has the trap all set, but can he snap it shut? I once read that the bringing down of a beautiful, smart girl is one of the most popular storylines out there, and this seems to be heading in that direction. But like the takedown of Cersei in Game of Thrones, you enjoy the takedown knowing that they are going to make a raging comeback. Jeff speaks to his father and says that he intends to get everything, which he will do when he marries Fallon. The warning signs were all there. Jeff is way too well dressed to be a good guy. Number 7, father and son reunion. Sam is on an emotional roller coaster these past few episodes. He learns that his father, who he thought abandoned him, was in fact murdered by his aunt. Now he learns that this father is actually alive in Atlanta and wants the family back together, but only once they fleeced the Carrington. No wonder Sam seems a little dazed and seeks the comfort in the gold pecs of a party champagne waiter. Number 8, the gaslighting of Fallon. Fallon finds out via Michael and through Monica that Morel Corp is going international with a Venezuelan deal. Fallon calls Jeff out about this deal, which he knew nothing about. Jeff turns it all on Fallon, blaming her and her trust issues, claiming it was only something he was investigating but had put aside because the company was so corrupt, which is why he never brought it to Fallon's attention. But in the conversation he has with Cecil later in the episode, we learn that the deal was real but that he had backed out once Fallon had found out. Jeff has some high-octane gaslighting skills, and gaslighting Fallon is no small feat, since one of the key features of gaslighting someone is getting them to doubt their own opinion, and Fallon barely registers anyone else's existence, let alone their opinion. That's how good Jeff is. Number 9. Party like it's soap opera 2018. Fallon's party finally arrives and she wears an Alberta Ferretti gold dress reminiscent of Alexa's gold party dress in series 2 of the original Dynasty. Crystal's Ralph Lauren dress is gorgeous, although Fallon clearly doesn't seem to agree with me, saying Cher's drag queen impersonator called and wants her dress back. And we get a ding-dong of a fight between Blake and Crystal, where he calls her a whore, then takes it back, because at least a whore gives you your money's worth. Blake then goes Old Testament, threatens Alejandro that he's going to rain down hellfire on him, but the fight turns out to be for Alejandro's edification only, giving Sam the opportunity to steal his dad's phone and find out where Davis is being held. So Sam turns Team Carrington and he even mans up to his father and mother, telling them that unlike them, Crystal and the Carringtons have never hurt him. Crystal, sipping champagne with great relish, tells Alejandro and Iris that they failed because you tried to play us against each other. That was your mistake. And then, like a reverse Bond villain, leads them through all the steps that led to their downfall. But a united Carrington front cannot hold. After their brief entente cordiale, Fallon makes sure to remind Crystal that nothing has changed. Number 10. Fallon climbs into her new car to head over to Jeff's, but from the back seat comes Iris, who covers Fallon's mouth with a chloroformed rag. She is out for the count. Now, Jeff bought this car for Fallon as a birthday present. Was he involved in this? Oh, Fallon, darling, you're in so much trouble.
I knew we weren't that ugly. I knew it.